Hey, so loves. It's Kimberly Crow with Celestial Juju, and I'm going to talk a little bit about. I'm combining this energy of Venus in Libra, that she's in her home sign, and then Mercury moved out of Scorpio into Sagittarius. And I feel like there's enough of the other energies going on right now, and these two energies can be blessings and beauty and harmony and communication and adventure. So I'm going to do just, I should wear my peace glasses, my rose colored glasses, because that's what this energy can be about. So I have decided we make all this up. So we're going to focus on these two and what they can bring us this month, because I got enough stuff to bring you all for next week with all the Mars energy. So that's what I'm going to talk about today. So this cosmic stage can be, and I'm going to go into all signs, can be it can be a very harmonious energy, and also intellectual stimulating, because this month these two, because Venus will be, she's usually in her thing around 30 days, and Mercury's like around 21 days. So these two are going to be in these two signs in your chart, basically for a month. So 3 weeks, somewhere, give or take, 3 weeks, 21, 28 days. So that's what I'm going to talk about today, and what that energy is, because as Venus graces Libra, it and Mercury embarks this adventure through Sagittarius, this celestial duo can bring unique blend of love, beauty, and optimistic energy, with the intellectual exploring energies to the collective, to the consciousness. Be curious, people. Maybe we don't know shit. Okay, just be curious to what's out there, and what the adventure can be. So with Venus in Libra, relationships can take center stage, urging us to nurture our connections with grace and balance, and to heighten our appreciation for the beauty and diplomacy. I bought Venus white roses this week, since she's in my Libra sign. And since she's at home, I welcomed her home with some roses. So think about things like that you can do to nurture connections and to bring grace and balance into your life. So with this heightened appreciation for beauty and for aesthetics, and diplomacy prevails, promoting a fairness and harmony. Isn't that what we want, really, people? Isn't that what we want to dream in? So let's focus on that energy, both personally and globally. Interactions, love, and romance can bloom. Artistic energies flourish, and a desire for justice and equality becomes apparent simultaneously, as Mercury is in Sag. It fuels our curiosity, our optimistic energy, our open-mindedness prevails as we embark on intellectual journeys and exploring new ideals, cultures, and philosophies. Our communication becomes direct and outspoken, fostering honest conversation, with the thirst for knowledge and the wanderlust within us awakens, encouraging travel desire and adventure. So, together, together, these energies create a harmonious blend. Isn't it time for that? Of love, intellectual growth, positivity, and it's time for embracing beauty with our relationships and the world around us, while expanding our minds through open dialogue and exploration. it's expurlate. I can't say that word today. As we navigate this cosmic dance, let our hearts and our intellect guide us, guide you on your journey of discovery and connection and personal growth. So, this energy can turn us into starry eyed wanderers and lovers, with all things being fabulous. So, it's time to prepare for this cosmic adventure and this double feature as we set the stage for the next month. Venus is the celestial queen of love and beauty, and she gracefully waltzes into her home. While Mercury is the cosmic communication. Mercury's the one that can go between all of the worlds and bring the messages from the gods. And it packs its bags to adventure into this fiery realm of Sagittarius. So, what does this energy mean to the collective? What is it all about, and what can we harness during this time period, and what can we create from this energy? Because Venus is about relationships, supreme relationships, the beauty of partnership, of collaboration, friendships, bonds, business collaborations. She's about value, balance, and harmony, and interactions become negotiable. Interactions become negotiable. Yes. So it is. So it is. So it is. She brings the beauty. She can bring during conflict. She can bring resolution. Yes. 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 A Libra is the diplomat of the zodiac. And when she's in Venus, she's about resolving conflicts with grace and harmony and ease. The negotiation and compromise become our entrepreneurs, and it empowers us with both personal and global affairs. It's like a superpower that can be harnessed in. So let's see that happens within socializing, networking, and that if you're in a situation, then think, what would Venus do? It's like, what would Venus do? What would she do in this moment? Because she has a desire for justice, and she's the symbol of the scales, the collective movements of justice and equality gain momentum with voices raised against injustice, especially with that Mercury being there in Sagittarius. Okay, so it's the collaboration, it's the partnerships, and with that, Mercury can bring enthusiastic, intellectual, um, together they can create a magic, because Mercury is the cosmic communicator. It packs its bags for this journey of this adventure. So let's hope that there's some sparking beautiful creations during this time period, because that Mercury can bring the optimistic, enthusiastic energy, the open-mindedness in Sagittarius. Craves the knowledge from all corners of the globe, and Mercury in this mix can bring a collective curiosity with no bounds, and open-mindedness to be able to communicate and to hear through the harmony as we explore these new ideals and these perspectives. It brings this enlightenment to the intellectual energy and our hunger for knowledge, and that we realize we don't know, and that through the knowledge and the understanding, that we can see through a higher perspective. So it can be the communication style of Mercury being there can be blunt. It can be blunt, matter of fact energy that can be outspoken, and there's a willingness to express opinions and beliefs, and even it could be unfiltered, but it's time to speak truth, and so it's an unfiltered truth. It's more like an innocent truth almost that can come through it, that just blurts out, like the way a 4-year-old does. It just tells the truth. It's just, that's the way it is. So there could be some risk taking adventure during this time period. And Sagittarius, Mercury in Sagittarius is a storyteller, and there's also humor that's brought into the conversation, and it brings in the freedom of expression during this time period. So I'm going to dive in to all signs and what that means for you in your sign with these energies together. Okay. I'm Kimberly Crow. I am a Western astrologer using whole sign system for this. So listen to your rising sign. It's the time you were born. It's a little window that you came in, and you need to know your birth time to know your rising sign. Your sun sign is the date that you were born. It's your sun sign. It's what you shine out into the world. It's your personality that you shine out to others and what's reflected back to you. It can also be a male authority figures in your chart. Your moon is your emotional IQ, how you nurture yourself and others. And it can be mother in your chart. So we're going to start with Aries. So Aries, this celestial happening with Venus entering um, Virgo. No, she's entering Libra. It's going to grace your seventh house, which spells out stronger connections to others, to partnerships, to relationships, to social dynamics. What can you expect in this energy? It can be a great time for bonding with significant others, planning future adventures, or simply enjoying delightful dinner dates. Business wise, contracts can may come together more easily, and clients may be more agreeable. If you're single, keep your eyes open. There could be some energy that you stumble up on with someone with that Venus being in your seventh house. It could be like a cosmic, best friend that comes into your life. So, how do you make the most out of this energy? You lean into the opportunities to negotiate and to resolve any partnership issues that you've had coming up. The beauty of this, and the beauty that it will bring to you, can open up your heart. So, with Mercury in your ninth house, Mercury's in your ninth house. When it enters into Sagittarius, there's going to be a bit of a twist because it's also going to square your Saturn in your 12th house around the ninth. So this is going to bring up some mixed feelings and some need for some serious contemplation. So expect to dive deep into your beliefs of the bigger picture. Mercury moves quickly, but you'll face some obstacles with this energy. So how might this play out for you? If you're planning a trip abroad, you could be prepared because you could have some snags with some stuff. Do your extra research on issues. Your thirst of knowledge could lead you to enroll in a class or a course that might demand more focus and discipline than you anticipated. Expect some deep discussions about philosophy and ethics, and you looking at your own ethics around stuff. Where do they come into harmony and balance with this energy? Okay, in summary, with Venus in your seventh house, it brings sweetness to your relationships, making a wonderful time to connect. And with Mercury's dance into the energy, it could present challenges that require sharp mind and thoughtful consideration. So it's a mix of good, challenging things. And remember, you got this. Aries, you've got this. Okay, Taurus. So this enters into your sixth house, and this is your home girl, with Venus being your ruling planet and entering into the delightful domicile, that's home, of Libra. You're in for a phase of enhanced well being. Expect improvements in areas related to your health, your work, your daily routines, and even a flurry of friends. During this transit, you're likely to notice things falling into place with grace and ease, creating more harmonious flow in your daily life and activities, and the task at work may become more enjoyable. You could find yourself to be the go to person resolving office conflicts and issues. If you've been contemplating a health kick, it's time to look at the diet revamp during this time period. Venus gives you the green light to put on your gym outfits, to get all cute with it, and be on point. It's going to bring beauty into your workplace and leverage your enhancement with people skills and dynamics at work during this time period. If you have pets, it's a sweet time to bond with them and consider adopting a furry friend. So embrace your socializing skills during this time period. So with Mercury entering into your ninth house, and it's going to be square to Saturn in your 12th house. This may bring the need for careful contemplation, especially regarding beliefs with the bigger picture. You might encounter obstacle delays and a need for some extra research, especially if you're planning trips. Navigate the energy, review your um, educational whatever that is, that your educational opportunities. Venus in your sixth house enhances. Is that in your sixth house? It looks like something went haywire there in my thing. Is that right? Did I say that? Is that what I said before? Oh yeah, it is your sixth house. Okay, yeah, that's pets. I don't know why I lost it there. Okay, I'm sorry. So the summary of this energy: Venus in your sixth house enhances your well-being, making work and daily routines smoother. Mercury's journey through the ninth house calls for thoughtful contemplation, careful planning, especially if it matters to travel and education. Balancing both energies will be the key to managing these weeks ahead for you, Taurus. Okay, Gemini, Gemini, Gemini. Brace yourself for a delightful cosmic wave as Venus enters your fifth house in Libra on the 8th. This shift brings a surge of creative inspiration and romantic endeavors, opportunities for recreational activities, and this transit promises enjoyment and connection. You may find more opportunities to indulge in your hobbies, your artistic pursuits, your leisure activities. Romance may blossom, and quality time with children or young relatives could bring joy. And there might even be some news of pregnancy somewhere in your circle. This energy can initiate creative projects, express affection in your relationships, and organized fun. And so you can embrace some pleasure and some leisure during this time period. Mercury entering, Mercury being your ruler, your seventh house. It's going to square to Saturn in your 11th. This may bring a dip in mental and physical energy, requiring some extra caution to your day to day communications, especially in relationships and partnerships. Take your time to be deliberate and ensure clarity to avoid misunderstandings. You might find yourself interacting unconventional or unique with unique individuals more frequently. Discussions could lean towards addressing or renegotiating terms with partners or colleagues. Feelings of being misunderstood could arise during that time period, and professional conversations may take a serious tone during this time period. So navigate this energy, rest when you need to. Give yourself space for thoughtful communication and be patient with any delays or hurdles, especially in financial matters involving groups. Balance, easygoing, leisure with deliberate discussions. Make the most of this cosmic mix for you. So, summary of this energy with Venus in your fifth house, it brings joy, creativity, enhancing your experiences with Mercury's journey through the seventh house. It calls for careful communication and patience in relationships and partnerships. Balancing these energies will help you manage the weeks ahead with grace. Okay. Cancer. And there is Taurus. Why is Taurus where it is? I've already done Taurus. And there's Gemini again. Okay, okay. Evidently. Cancer. Cancer rising. Venus enters your fourth house and it moves into Libra on the 8th, bringing a period of enhanced harmony in your domestic life. Pleasure, home based activities, and strengthening your family bonds. What can you expect specifically? You might feel the urge to beautify your home, to plan family gatherings that go more smoothly. You'll have Thanksgiving in here during this time period. Reconnect with relatives or revisit family traditions. Real estate matters and home improvements could also be positive during this time period. To make the most out of this Venus in Libra, arrange your family gatherings to catch up and resolve any disputes that may arise. Start with home improvement projects to enhance both functionality and the aesthetics. Create family album, family tree, connect to your roots with Mercury entering into your sixth house as it moves into Sagittarius and squares with Saturn in Pisces on the 9th. This could bring a increase in busyness in your life, more communication at work, and focus on health and pet concerns. Expect more frequent dialogues with coworkers, potential innovative ideals to improve workflow, health matters, and desires to tackle your list and to navigate this energy effectively. Organize a system for tasks and engage more with your pets. Double check communications, documents at work, plan routines, and prioritize your tasks and your health appointments. Okay, summary of this energy with Venus in your fourth house. It brings peace and comfort to your private life, enhances your family bonds, and the Mercury journey through the sixth house is going to emphasize busy period with focus on communication at work and your health. Balancing both energies will help you manage the weeks ahead with grace and efficiency. Okay, let's move on to Leo. Venus enters into your third house. As it moves into this energy, it's promising smoother interactions with your day to day communications. This is the house of communications. More pleasant social atmosphere and enjoyable short trips. Expect improved relationships with siblings, neighbors, and relatives, as well as heightened desire to study subjects related to beauty and art. Make the most of this energy, initiate conversations to mend the fences or strengthen bonds with those around you. Engage with your local community Take short trips. Combine this with learning and pleasure. Use your golden tongue to negotiate and resolve disputes. With Mercury entering into your fifth house, that's creativity, and it's going to square on the ninth with Saturn. This transit calls for a balance of your creative expression with responsibility and taking more serious approach to romantic and creative matters. You might brainstorm on creative projects and engage in discussions about romance or children. This is the house of children too. The experience of heightened desires to cross off items on your to-do list. So, to navigate this energy, you're going to work diligently on your artistic and creative projects, apply discipline to your hobbies, your entrepreneurial ideas, think methodically. And summary of this energy with the Venus in your third house enhances your communication, your local interactions, making your daily life more enjoyable. And the Mercury journey through the fifth urges you to balance creativity with responsibility and approach romantic creative matters with seriousness. Balancing both energies will help you make the most of the weeks ahead where enjoyment go with practicality go hand in hand. Okay. Okay. Virgo. Venus enters into your second house as it moves into Libra on November the 8th. With this transit, you can expect to increase focus on financial harmony in your life and easier attractions of resources. You may also feel a heightened desire for luxury and aesthetically pleasing items in your day to day life. You may negotiate better pay at work. Find yourself more inclined to make purchases, especially of pretty and practical items, and approach budgeting with more balanced perspective that enhances your sense of security and self worth. Make the most out of this Venus energy in your second house. That's your money house. That's your personal money. Consider making financial decisions in line with both your material needs and your desire for beauty. Have peaceful discussions with partners about finances, knowing that a win-win outcome is likely. Assess your possessions, declutter, and reaffirm what's truly important to you. Don't hesitate to ask for a raise and seek ways to increase your income. And with that Mercury entering your fourth house as it moves into Sag on the ninth, it will immediately square Saturn in Pisces, bringing more focus to your home life and family dynamics. You might engage in important discussions with family members and plan to restructure aspects of your home, and face challenges when communicating with those that you live with, especially balancing home responsibilities and relationship dynamics. So, navigate these energies. It's time to listen, to think before you speak, especially when it comes to family matters or making plans related to your living situation. Be prepared to face delays, setbacks with home related to projects or negotiations. Approach discussions with partners or close friends with a mixed openness of ideas and realistic understanding of boundaries and limitations. With Venus entering your second house, it's going to enhance your financial well being, aesthetic preferences, while Mercury transit in that fourth house calls for careful and patient communication at home and family life. Balancing these energies will help you navigate this period effectively, Virgo. Libra. Venus enters into your first house. It's all about you, honey, as it moves into your home. This brings a sense of harmony, charm, and to your persona. You feel more sociable and inclined to indulge in self care, improving your appearance, with Venus being your ruling planet and entering this domicile. Your confidence receives a boost. This is an excellent time to make favorable impressions on others and indicate personal initiate personal projects for work or towards your goals. Your day-to-day life may be drawn to update your wardrobe, change your hairstyle, or enhance your appearance. It in ways that align with Venus and the connection to the aesthetics. Interactions become more gracious, and you might experience new romantic connections or renewed sense of connection with existing relationships. To make the most out of this in your first house for the next couple of weeks, harness the time and put forth the best version of yourself in personal style relationships. Consider making appointments to enhance your appearance or well being. Approach conflicts with tact. You have that already, Libra, as you're likely to find harmonious solutions for others. People may be showing up for you to do that, to negotiate for them. So as we shift our focus onto Mercury, entering into your third house of communication, um, it will square Saturn, adding a touch of chaos and seriousness to your day-to-day communications. Through your thought processes, you may need to speak up more deliberately, especially in conversations with friends and relatives. Challenges in your communication or technology may arise during that time period, requiring patience and systematic problem solving. The transit could also lead to some unexpected learning experiences that demand deep focus and effort, but result in great mastery. Navigating this energy, be prepared for extra steps, for protocols and daily routines. Prioritize your communication, handle one thing at a time, and avoid getting overwhelmed. Be precise in your speech and writing to prevent miscommunication, and use systematic approaches on your to-do list. So, in conclusion, Venus in your first house enhances your charm and attractiveness, while Mercury transit through your third house brings more careful communication and learning experiences. Balancing both energies will help you navigate this period with grace and thoughtfulness, Libra. Scorpio, Venus enters your 12th house when it comes to Scorpio, into Scorpio when it enters. I don't know what that says. During this time, you may expect to be pulled towards interperspective energy and finding comfort in solitude. It's a period in the period of a couple weeks where you're engaging in private thoughts or enjoying alone time can be especially rewarding for you. In your day to day life, you may find peace in more solitary activities, such as meditation, yoga, or spending time in nature. There can be a desire to connect with art or music in a more personal and spiritual way. It's also a good time for dealing with past relationship issues, and that could even be past life issues, possibly through therapy or private reflection. Traveling can be particularly enjoyable during this time period, especially if you're traveling far. Online interactions may also have a positive quality. That's our far travel to connect to worldwide places. To make the most of this energy, I recommend using the time for your self reflection and working through any unresolved emotional matters in peaceful settings. Engage in activities that nourish your soul and help you reconnect with your inner self. Journaling and creative arts can bring back yourself, and can also support you during this time period. So with Mercury entering your second house in it could bring, and immediately it's squaring to Saturn in Pisces, it can bring more practical and critical approach to finances and possessions for the upcoming weeks. This period may demand more careful thought before making significant purchase and financial decisions. Your day-to-day life, you may notice more frequent conversations about money and to navigate complex discussions or decisions related to resources. When planning your budgets or financial strategies, you may spend more time reviewing and revisiting them due to the influence of that Saturn energy. Potential delays in financial agreements or transactions may require extra patience, attention to detail. It may also find a way to that commerce plays into more significant roles into this month for you, whether it's buying, selling, or making money through various opportunities. So for the next couple weeks, be diligent with your financial records, your financial communications, double check your bank statements, contracts, and ensure accuracy. Consider long-term financial strategies. Be prepared to um, adapt to immediate restrictions or challenges. Balance your budget, but enjoy the beauty that's there for you. It may introduce some you may be introduced to some strange constraints concerning your leisure and creativity. So Venus in that 12th house invites you to explore emotional and spiritual realms privately. Mercury shifts into the second house. That's your money house. That's why that was all about finances. Complicated with that Saturn square calls for a measure of disciplined approach in matters of resources. And I'm hearing communicate during that time period, Scorpio. It's like you can be within, but you also can make money through your communication to others. Okay. Sagittarius, Venus enters into your 11th house, bringing major social butterfly energy to you. You may find connecting to friends, groups, social causes become more rewarding over the next couple of weeks. In your day to day life, you may be the one organizing community events or smothering over drama with your friend group. You're inclined towards activism or social work will be at its prime during this time period. Your ability to charm and rally people is top notch. You may also have a keen eye for aesthetics, making you one of the leading efforts to make community spaces look Instagram worthy. So make the most of the energy. Consider throwing get togethers, attending network events. If there's a cause close to your heart, then now's the time to get involved with it, as you may have ample support. Revamp your online presence and match your authentic self. Attract the right crowd. Okay, with Mercury entering into your first house on the 9th, it immediately squares Saturn in Pisces. Your mind will be racing, but it may feel a bit stuck. You'll be processing thoughts rapidly, but there's a sense of needing to polish it up before you present it to yourself or to anyone. Your day to day life, Mercury in the first house will make you exceptionally busy. especially with Venus entering into your 11th house. That's socializing, networking. You might find yourself ruminating. You may find yourself ruminating or rehearsing conversations in your head, especially related to your dreams and your goals, what you're dreaming in. You'll be more chatty and social with a built-in filter, assuring that you don't blurt out the wrong things. Setting personal boundaries will become important because you want to do this with finesse. Use the energy to your advantage. Focus on crafting your words carefully. Prepare for significant conversations that have your thoughts organized, which will make the conversation flow smoothly. Be aware that family or home related issues could throw a wrench in your plans towards the end of the week. So balance your expressions with any situation at home. That Venus in your 11th house boosts your social life, and the Mercury in your first house calls for clear, thoughtful communication, especially with family dynamics in the mix, Sagittarius. Okay, Capricorn. Venus is entering your 10th house. So get ready for your professional life to feel like it's getting a little bit of a makeover with some charm. You're looking at potentially smoother selling at work and maybe some well deserved kudos coming your way. Your day to day life, your ability to navigate any office politics is on the rise. You could be the one that everyone wants on their team. And you could be the one that everyone is coming to, especially with big projects. You'll also need You'll also feel more connected to colleagues. And it's excellent time. It's an excellent couple of weeks for leadership and finding mentorship opportunities. If your work has a public facing aspect, expect to be in the spotlight. This could be through well received presentation or social media shout outs that boost your reputation. So use this energy effectively. Don't be shy about talking and taking the lead in a conflict resolution situation at work or with authority figures. Your peacemaking skills are going to be valuable during this time period. Also, consider jazzing up your work environment or updating your LinkedIn profile to enhance your professional image. So, with Mercury entering into that 12th house, and it immediately is going to square Saturn in Pisces. During this period, your thoughts might feel like they're playing hide and seek with you. So it's time for introspective and mental housekeeping. Your day to day life, you might find yourself more introspective than usual, sorting through the attic of your mind. This can be enlightening, but also intense. You may experience moments where your brain feels like it's buffering. Communication could come more challenging. So be deliberate with your words. Your travel opportunities and long distance communications may come up during this time period. It's also time to reconnect with your spiritual and inner self. Make the most of this energy. Embrace solo time for reflection and recharging. Don't ignore your needs and be mindful of your mental well being. When communicating, opt for thoughtful responses rather than immediate reactions. If you encounter tech glitches or travel hiccups, keep your cool and remember it's just a phase. It's just a phase. This time too will pass. So Venus brings finesse to your professional life, while Mercury encourages the inner reflection and thoughtful communication. Balance external grace with internal pace in the weeks ahead, dear Capricorn. Aquarius. Venus is entering into your ninth house when it enters Libra on the 8th, inviting you to broaden your horizons and explore new horizons. You'll have a love affair with all things related to expanding your knowledge and your experiences. In your day to day life, you might find yourself drawn to different cultures, philosophies, or new courses of study. This period could lead you to connect with people from diverse backgrounds or plan a trip to a place you've always wanted to visit, beautifying your world view by watching foreign films or diving into books or about far off places is favored during this time period. It's also a good time to smooth out negotiations, especially related to legal matters. Use your energy wisely. Consider taking an online course that aligns with your appreciation for beauty and helps you harmonize in the world. Reach out to international colleagues or friends. This interaction will be pleasant and potentially valued. Traveling during the next couple of weeks is also encouraged. So Mercury enters into your 11th house, and when it enters um, into Sagittarius, it's immediately going to square off with Saturn, and your social network may feel more intense and busy with communication taking a serious tone. In your day to day life, you may find conversations with friends or within your social circles require more careful wording. You might rethink the role in various communities or networks that you're a part of. Financial discussions within your social network could be pragmatic, and you may engage with more social interactions, networking, and social media activities. To navigate this energy effectively, be cautious with new ideas or projects involving collaborations. Double check details before diving in. If friends seek financial advice, offer thoughtful insights, maintain patience, especially with tech and travel matters. Follow the rules when driving. Um, this Venus is going to encourage love of knowledge and expanding horizons, while Mercury urges you to choose your words carefully with your social circles and embrace in wisdom and collaboration in the weeks ahead. Okay, Pisces. Venus is entering into your 8th house when it enters into Libra on the 8th. Bring in intensity to your close relationships and potential beneficial developments in shared resources and money matters. In your day to day life, you may experience success in applying for loans or securing favorable repayment terms. Discussions about shared assets or resources in your relationships could go smoothly during this time period. With willingness to support each other financially, this period can also excel for emotional healing and deep conversations that bring peace. To use this energy effectively, open up the possibilities of financial support from partner or external resources or external sources. Okay, address lingering emotional issues through meaningful conversation. Venus provides a calming influence that can ease difficult discussions. Now, with Mercury entering into your 10th house, when it enters Sagittarius on the 9th, it immediately squares Saturn. Your professional communication may require more effort, and your public image may need attention. Your day to day life may feel overwhelmed with emails and response and correspondences, a to do list, needing multiple drafts or for your communication. Public speaking or presentation may become more frequent, and you could come with a little bit of added stress for you. So just be prepared for it. And be prepared for these opportunities. Be prepared for challenges from bosses or authority figures in your life, and back up your ideals with facts, Pisces. Navigate this energy. Refine your professional messages, how you present yourself in your career. Be prepared to step up with maturity, well thought out when dealing with career related obstacles. This Venus energy enhances your intimate and financial negotiations, while Mercury will challenge you to refine your professional image and communication. Embrace these influences and find wisdom and growth in the coming weeks, Pisces. So, thank you all. Know that you always have the power to protect your peace. Thank you for incarnating on this planet at this time. Use this energy for the next month. Call on Venus, call on Mercury when you're in a time for negotiating, to bring balance, to bring harmony, to bring communication. Yeah, be all that you are, and thank you so much for being the gift that you are. It's Kimberly with Celestial Juju. Like, share, do all of those things. This is free content for you all. And it's like, if you just hit that like button, it takes what, a nanosecond, nano fraction of whatever. And it actually will make YouTube show my videos to more people, which will make me keep creating content, because I honestly don't have to do this. So thank you so much. Thank you for all that you do. Thank you for being here. And may you be blessed with the beauty of your own light, and feel it all the way to your bones. Be blessed. Take this energy and dance the dance of grace.